Okay, so let's just dive right in. If you've ever dealt with hormonal issues, you know exactly how frustrating it can be. It feels like a constant battle. Today, we're going to completely reframe that whole conversation, taking a look at why the standard approach so often falls short and what it really means to start upstream. Right at the heart of this is a pretty radical idea from naturopathic Dr. Brian Uss, and it changes everything. He says that things like fatigue, weight gain, and mood swings, they aren't just a simple problem with one hormone. Nope, they're a sign that your body's entire regulatory system is under major duress. It's a huge statement, and it really challenges what most of us have been told.
And this way of thinking leads us directly into a really common and super frustrating experience for so many people. We can call it the hormone replacement trap. Does this sound familiar to you? Maybe your lab work came back showing low thyroid or low estrogen. You got a prescription and maybe it helped for a little bit. But that core feeling of just being off, it never really went away. Or worse, maybe a bunch of new symptoms popped up. If that's you, you are definitely not alone. This is an incredibly common story.
This quote right here, it just perfectly highlights the shift in perspective. You know, patients come in focused on the downstream problem, that one low number on a lab report. But a functional medicine approach like Dr. Uss's immediately looks upstream. It looks at the body's main stress hormone, cortisol. The question isn't just what is low, it's why is it low?
So to understand that why, we have to look at the system that's actually running the show. We need to go straight to your body's command center.
So let's meet the HPA axis. Now, it might sound complicated, but just think of it as the CEO of your endocrine system. This network connects your brain to your adrenal glands, and it's in charge of managing your entire stress response by controlling cortisol. But, and this is the critical part, it doesn't just manage stress. It coordinates all of your other hormonal systems, from your thyroid right down to your reproductive hormones. Okay, so let's put these two approaches side by side so you can really see the difference. The conventional or downstream approach sees a low hormone and says, okay, let's replace it. It's basically a patch. But the functional or upstream focus sees that same low hormone and says, whoa, hold on. The command center, the HPA axis, is broken. Let's fix that first. One treats a symptom, the other addresses the root cause, aiming for a system that can actually regulate itself again. Now, a problem in that command center doesn't just stay put. Oh no. It creates what Dr. Uss calls the ripple effect. The first thing that kicks this all off is almost always something foundational. We're talking about that chronic mental stress from work or life that just grinds you down, or not getting enough good quality sleep, or being on that constant blood sugar roller coaster from your diet. These aren't just minor annoyances. To your body, these are major, persistent threats. And in response to these constant threats, the HPA axis starts to malfunction. Your cortisol rhythm, which is supposed to be high in the morning to get you going and low at night so you can sleep, gets thrown completely out of whack. And this is the first crucial domino to fall. And once that one cortisol rhythm is broken, it sends out these massive waves across your entire body. It can stop your body from converting thyroid hormone into its active form, which is why you can feel so sluggish, even if your lab work looks fine. It can slam the brakes on your reproductive hormones. It messes with how your body uses sugar and can even disrupt ovarian function. You see, you just can't fix these downstream issues for long if that upstream cortisol flood is still raging.
Okay, so if the problem begins with all these foundational stressors, it only makes sense that the solution has to start there too. And this brings us to the 4 foundational pillars. Seriously, before you even think about replacing a single hormone, this is the work that has to be done. It's a sequence. First, you have to fix your sleep and get your body's internal clock, your circadian rhythm, back online. Second, get off that blood sugar roller coaster with better nutrition. Third, actively find ways to manage your stress. And fourth, reduce sources of chronic inflammation. These pillars create a stable foundation, so your HPA axis can finally reset itself.
So what happens when you actually do this? What's the real payoff for fixing the regulator first? So here's the crucial point. This is not about being against hormone therapy. It's about making it work. When you stabilize those 4 pillars, one of 2 things usually happens. For a lot of people, the body just rebalances itself. The command center literally comes back online. But even for those who still need some hormone therapy, it works dramatically better, often at much, much lower doses, because it's not fighting against a completely broken system anymore. And this quote from Dr. Uss just sums it all up perfectly.
By getting the underlying physiology, that HPA axis, working correctly, you're setting yourself up for success. You can actually achieve stable, lasting results instead of just constantly chasing symptoms.
So we'll end with the question that really started it all. This is the most important takeaway from this whole explainer. Chasing the number on a lab report might feel like you're making progress, but true, sustainable hormonal health begins with asking this one simple, powerful question. And the answer is almost always upstream.
I stopped trying to find a doctor who would listen, and I did this instead. For years, I was doing everything right. Eating clean, exercising, getting 8 hours of sleep, but I was still exhausted. I had constant brain fog, and my hormones felt completely out of whack. Every doctor told me my labs were normal, and it was probably just stress. I was about to give up until I found Holistic Health. It's a free AI wellness tool trained by functional medicine experts. I spent 5 minutes answering questions about everything: my symptoms, my sleep, my digestion, and it built me this. And this was the light bulb moment. It didn't just give me a list of problems, it connected the dots. It showed me how my gut health was likely impacting my hormones and how that was causing the fatigue and the brain fog. It even gave me a clear list of potential root causes, supplements to research, and even the specific lab tests to ask for. Its tip is secure. Over 77,000 people have used it, and it's 100% free to get your blueprint. If you feel like you're not being heard, start here. Understand your body first and then decide your next step.